Guys, we are in big trouble. Look at this hand. We don't have any combo starters. How are we going to do our combos and plays? We draw Aqua Dolphin, so that means we won't be able to resolve Miracle Ejector's effect and special summon her. We have Adjusted Gold, but we cannot even activate his effect because we already have Dark Contact in our hand. Malicious is a level 6 monster and we won't be able to summon him to the field. It doesn't have any benefit to us. So how are we going to survive? Well, let's find out. The only play that we can do right now is normal summon Aqua Dolphin, discard a card from our hand as a cost, such as Malicious, and then check our opponent's hand and pray that they have a bad hand. And when we look at our opponent's hand, they are playing Kashtira, and they don't have any single hand trap, which is really great for our case because we already have a bad hand. So let's see what we can do with this. I special summon Malicious to my field. Now I need to make a link summon so that it can help me with it. Now I go for Cross Crusader. When you check out the summoning conditions, it says 2 warrior monsters. So we are lucky that Aqua Dolphin is treated as a warrior monster, and that's how we could be able to summon Cross Crusader. So we are gonna make the usual plays, special summon Malicious, tribute him, make a hero search from our deck to our hand. Now, this search is really crucial because number 1, we already used our normal summon, and number 2, we cannot special summon Miracle Ejector to our field. So we need something else to special summon to our field, which is going to be Ferris. And that's why I still like to run Ferris in my deck. In these situations, he is really helpful. But in order to special summon him to the field, we need to discard at least 1 hero monster from our hand. Luckily, we have Adjusted Gold and we don't even need to activate his effect because we already have Dark Contact in our hand. So that's how are we going to special summon Ferris. And then we are going to put Increase to our field and start doing our usual combos. And then we are going to special summon Vion, send Shadow Mist to the graveyard, make another hero search. These are the usual plays, as you know, and then my opponent just surrenders because they know that they won't be able to stop my end board. So even if he had a bad hand, your opponent can also have a bad hand as well. That's why it's ideal to just wait a couple of moves and what your opponent is going to play so that we can decide whether we should surrender or not. These days, I don't know why, but I break a lot. As you can see, we couldn't be able to draw a single copy of Combo Starter. Let's see what we can do with this hand. Now, unfortunately, we are going first, not second, but our opponent plays double follows. Even if we would have a combo starter, our plays would be so limited. What I'm going to do is set Shadow Mist and set Crossart Designator and pass my turn, because that's the only thing that we can do right now. And my opponent has just wasted 2 hand traps. So my opponent is playing Vanquish Soul, as you can see, and I was really afraid because Vanquish Soul K9 doesn't break that easily and they can make tons of searches from their deck. But I'm just watching my opponent and they don't play the usual plays and they just set a pass. So my opponent also got bricked, just like me. So that was a relief, and I was expecting to draw a combo starter so that I can do some actual plays, but unfortunately we drew another card, which is Triple T. I decided to flip summon my Shadow Mist so that I can force my opponent to activate Holy Zeus effect during the main phase so that I can resolve Triple T and search for a combo start. And it worked. My opponent just special summons him to the field. So I activate Triple T, and because my opponent controls a monster, I can actually add it to my hand and activate it. My opponent decides to play Draw Lockbird, but that's okay because as you remember, we set Crossart Designator. So that means we can make more searches, we can do our usual plays. We don't have anything to worry about. But what's surprising is, my opponent just drew 2 follows and 1 draw Lockbird, so we are still in a good situation when you think about it. So I'm going to activate Equal because I'm certain that my opponent doesn't have any interruptions except the set card, which we still have no information about it. But at least we know that my opponent won't be able to activate Holy Zeus because he has a Fire Attribute monster in his hand, which is Soul Giallo. So I decide to normal summon Stratos, but I don't use his search effect because I want to check it out and see what my opponent has set on their field. Is it Super Polarization? Is it Imperm? I need to know that. And once I get rid of this card, that means I will be able to just finish my opponent easily. And he said Crossart Designator. What a surprise, he has 4 interruptions. But now at least we are certain that our opponent doesn't have any place to stop us. Now I Fusion Summon Thunder Giant and destroy everything. And I Chain Block here, but my opponent just surrenders because he knows that I have a full combo setup. I will be able to finish him easily. As you can see, 2 breaks in a row and we still could be able to win the match, but our opponent has breaked as well. But that's why do not surrender immediately when you have a breaky hand. Just observe a couple of turns or a couple of plays and then decide whether you want to continue playing or not. So this is going to be our final match that we are going to talk about today. When we look at our hand, we only have 1 combo starter, which is Equal. We have Mascura Duskrow, so we can do some plays with it, but it's not one card combo starter, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Ash Blossom is always nice to draw when you go first, in case you face against Maxi or Huvolos. And Shuffle, this card is super easy to search, so right now it doesn't benefit for us too much. So let's see what's gonna happen. We start by activating Equal and make an Elemental Hero search. The reason why I didn't search Statos is because if I would normal summon him, that means if my opponent activates a trap card that negates his effect, I won't be able to summon Duskrow to my field, because as you can see, there are no hero cards in my graveyard, so that's why I wanna keep my normal summon for the moment in case our plan goes wrong, and that's why I'm going to special summon her. Now the second advantage of Miracle Ejector is when I try to make a search, if my opponent negates the effect, it won't matter because we already have End Shuffle in our hand. Now our opponent doesn't decide to negate and we activate End Shuffle from our hand, and that's the moment our opponent activates Ash Blossom to their hand. But that's okay, we still have plays. So that's why we holded our normal summon for Duskrow and we resolve his effect. I decided to search for Furnace to make some plays. If you want, you could also search for Fountain and do similar combo plans. But what I really wanted to do is, I wanted to have Darklow already in my field, and I wanted to go for extra hero Infernal Devicer, because I actually want to search another elemental hero monster from my deck. Because we draw favorite contact, that means I can just fusion summon into Thunder Giant when it is necessary. So we set 2 and we resolve and shuffle. Now, before I continue, I would like to mention that I actually misplayed here because Thunder Giant requires at least 2 elemental hero monsters with different attributes. So basically shuffling Miracle Ejector back to my deck means I won't be able to fusion summon Thunder Giant with the help of favorite contact. But luckily, the card that we draw is Miracle Ejector again, so nothing has changed. My opponent is playing Predaplant. Recently it got a support, so I honestly don't know where to hand trap my opponent because I don't know much about the deck and much about their end board. So when I look at this card, it makes a search from their deck. I decided to negate with Ash Blossom in case my opponent holds Cold by the Grave or Crossroad Designated in their hand. And if they try to negate my Ash Blossom, that means I can chain Imperm and still negate my opponent's monster effect. So the moment they activate Instant Fusion, I thought that maybe I should summon Counter-Zero Chaos instead of Thunder Giant, because it's always good to have another negate on your field. And because I don't know much about the deck, I'm just trying to stop all of their combo starters. So he summoned a fusion master that makes a search from your deck. I thought that this could be an important search, so that's why I activate Imperm. I'm still holding Counter-Zero Chaos effect because it is a stronger negate effect. I mean, it's an Omni negate. Now, my opponent has played Ultra Polarization. I thought that I could be able to negate this card as well and win the duel easily. But unfortunately, this card has a similar effect to Super Polarization. Right here, it says neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So that means I won't be able to use my Omni negate. So let's see what our opponent is going to call. So they called a Starving Venom fusion monster that says if this card is special summoned, you can target one other face-up monster on the field, change its attack to 0, negate its effects, also it becomes dark. The last part is not important because all of our monsters are dark monsters, but the moment he targets my Darklow, that means I lost its Floodgate effect. If I would try to negate the effect of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, my opponent could chain with his second effect, which means when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can fusion summon one Dark Fusion Monster from your extra deck using Dark Monsters on either field. This is important because this card acts just like Super Polarization. So that means he can use all of my monsters, including this card, and fusion summon another Predaplant monster. So when you think about it, this deck kinda counters hero deck, unfortunately, but it is what it is. He activates the Fallen the Virtues and target my Counter-Zero Chaos. Normally, I should have let him to destroy Counter-Zero Chaos, but I just want to see what else does this guy has in his fusion deck. Because again, this is a blind match for me. I don't know much about my opponent's deck. I just want to learn new things so that next time when I face against this deck, I could be in a better shape. I could prepare myself in these circumstances. I mean, it's already obvious that I'm gonna lose this match, so I really don't care what my opponent holds to the field. So he uses 3 monsters to fusion summon another Predaplant monster. And as you can see, we don't have anything in my field, and I won't be able to do much plays here because he set the Fallen the Virtues back and he also has another negate card, so that means we are in big trouble. I'm just trying to make some random plays here. I special summon Miracle Ejector, I special summon Neos, and I normal summon Fountain. The moment I summon Fountain, he tries to destroy it because he knows that Elemental Hero Neos is a normal monster. So if he destroys Fountain, that means I won't be able to link summon into Verta Anaconda. It requires 2 effect monsters. So my opponent is actually playing really smart here. And because Fountain is destroyed, I can actually set Mask Change to my field from my deck. But I won't be able to activate it because I don't have any other Mask Hero cards with these attributes. Like Light, Earth, we already used Dark. So this is basically a dead card at the moment. Now my opponent still doesn't want to risk anything, so that's why he resolves to shuffle my Mask Change from their graveyard, and then they go forward to Anaconda. First, they used its attribute changeability, so they make Neos dark. Now they activate Super Polarization, so that means he can use both Neos and Verta Anaconda in order to fusion summon another monster. And the monster they summon can literally get rid of. Ejector, I have no other place. I'm just praying that I wish I can draw another combo starter, but as you can see, we draw Fuvalos. My life points is equal to my opponent, so that's why I just set Fuvalos and pass. I cannot do anything else. He destroyed Fuvalos, so I still hope that I wanna draw another combo starter. We draw Miracle Ejector one more time, but again, we cannot use her effect or we cannot special summon her, which doesn't matter at this point. My opponent destroys my monster again, and we use Miracle Ejector's effect, but it's not important at the moment. My opponent normal summons Purulia and deals me a little bit damage. Now we draw one more time, and unfortunately we draw Forbidden Droplet. And as you can see, we do not control any cards on my field, so that means I cannot even activate this card. I don't have even a single card in my hand. My opponent just declares a direct attack. I cannot even cut their attack points into half and try to survive for another turn, but it doesn't matter. My opponent just finishes me. And it was a fun match, I'm not gonna lie, but unfortunately this deck counters Hero deck a little bit because we run a lot of Dark Attribute monsters. And also, we lost this duel the moment that my opponent activates Ultra Polarization, which is unfortunate, because he couldn't use the ability of Counter Your Chaos. It's a really strong Omni Negate, but when a card says neither player can activate cards of effects, it's kinda annoying, as you can see, just like Super Polarization. So anyways, that was all for today. I hope that you enjoyed the videos, and if you have any questions relating to the video or my previous videos, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.